Just wanted to ask about the other night with the fan that ran on the field. Any moments of nervousness? Seems like you guys kind of had some fun with it.
No nervous. I just saw the guy like running, and then I saw the other guy like he's coming like hard, and then I say like what the fuck, and then I tried to do that. I slept down, you know.
Yeah. A moment for the bullpen, I guess, out there, and your reaction when you saw them on video.
Yeah. They are still laughing right now about that.
In the middle on the right.
Entre los viajes y las actuaciones en olas y de Wheeler, ¿cómo manejar estos espacios de descanso para mantenerte activo en el bullpen?
So the question is, between like this outings, Nola's outing and Wheeler's outing, what do you do to stay active, to stay sharp on the mound?
So, ¿sabes? Me mantengo tirando lo que es touch and feel y eso, especialmente hoy tengo un touch and feel. Y después de juego, si no picho, quizás tiro otro poquito, ¿sabes? Pero la adrenalina aquí en los playoffs es diferente, ¿sabes? Yo siento que tenemos chance de ponernos ready rápido, ¿sabes? La adrenalina te ayuda a eso.
I try to stay ready as much as I can. For example, today I have a touch and feel, before the game. And sometimes even after the game, if I don't come in the game, I throw a little more, just to stay sharp. And honestly, the best ally that you have is the adrenaline. The adrenaline gets you ready like that. It's amazing how quick you get ready when you feel that adrenaline, going through your veins.
Una más, se ha hablado mucho sobre la fanaticada tanto en Filadelfia y ahora aquí en Arizona. Tú que jugaste en Dominicana, ¿cómo comparas esa diferente tipo de aficiones?
Yeah, so how do you compare the fan base, in Philly, here in Arizona, when you compare it to a fan base in the DR? Like it's how the fans get into a game and stuff.
En realidad no hay comparación con la fanaticada de Filadelfia, ¿sabes? Es algo fuera de lo normal. Lo único que yo puedo comparar es que allá en Dominicana los estadios son un poco más pequeños, hablan nuestro idioma. Tú sabes, cuando uno te la lomita uno puede como escuchar más. Allá yo entiendo que nosotros podemos escuchar más a los fanáticos, ¿sabes? Aquí tú escuchas la bulla, por una bulla, ¿sabes? Completa, pero allá tú puedes escuchar varios fanáticos diciéndote tu cosita en español y eso te pega un poquito más.
There's really no comparison with Philly, with Phillies fans. There's nothing like it. In the DR, the stadiums are smaller, so that may give you a chance to hear the fans' comments a little better, and especially because they're in Spanish. But like in Philly, you hear just noise, because it's just so many fans, But in the DR, because the stadiums are smaller, you're able to hear comments sometimes.
Matt, standing up in the back.
Gregory, what do you like about how the Phillies coaches are able to prepare each pitcher and maybe give you an idea of how to attack hitters in this season, especially in the playoffs?
Bueno, en realidad que, ¿sabes? Estoy muy agradecido con ellos. En realidad ellos han hecho tremendo trabajo, los resultados están ahí. ¿Sabes? El pitching staff ha estado haciendo un buen trabajo el año entero y gracias a Dios en estos playoffs han estado saliendo los resultados.
Yeah, I mean, they've definitely done a great job. The whole pitching staff is doing a great job. When you see results, there's nothing else you can say about it. So I'm very thankful to be part of this pitching staff, and the coaches do a great job with us.
Jason, back right.
Yeah, I wanted to follow up on Matt's question. Gregory, in Detroit, you were the closer. Now you're in a bullpen where you could pitch almost any inning, especially when you get to these games. How do they prepare you for when you might pitch?
Yo solamente, ¿sabes? En realidad, esa experiencia de ser cerrador en Detroit hoy en día me ha ayudado a poder lanzar en cualquier inning, ¿sabes? En cualquier situación. Entonces, yo lo que trato es de estar ready, en realidad, especialmente ahora en los playoffs, estar ready en el inning que ellos me necesiten, así sea en el quinto o sexto, ¿sabes? Y en realidad esa experiencia de ser cerrador a esta altura de juego me ha ayudado mucho, en verdad.
Yeah, actually, that That experience as a closer with the Tigers has helped me, be ready for this moment. I try to be ready for any inning they need me, but again, I think it's because of the experience that I got in Detroit that that I'm able to do that here.
Todd, back left.
Gregory, when you're in the home bullpen at Citizens Bank Park, can you hear the fans get on the visiting pitchers when they warm up, and do you guys talk about it?
Yeah, they talking a lot to the other guys. I know they get mad because the fans, they, especially when they are losing. When they are losing, they are saying things.
Anything else for Gregory?
Bryson, going up 3-0 can be a lot different than just being up 2-1. So what's the mindset in terms of just keeping your foot on the gas against this team?
Yeah, I mean, just take it one pitch at a time, one inning at a time, and play our game and take good at-bats and have our pitchers go out there and do what they've been doing and make the plays behind them, and then I think we'll like where we are at the end of the night. So,
John?
What do you think it does to a pitcher, starting off a game with the power threat of Kyle Schwarber, and then what Trey Turner's doing right now, getting on base, and how that helps the rest of the lineup get going?
Yeah, I mean, anytime it's 1-0, it's a big jolt to the dugout. It's a big jolt to our pitching staff, and I mean, I'm no pitcher, but I feel like you don't really want to look down and see Kyle Schwarber walking up to lead off a game, and there's a couple of other guys around the league that feel like it's the same way, and I mean, I feel like it has to do something. I don't really know what it does. I can't speak for the opposing pitcher. I mean, some guys might not care. Some guys might be scared or whatever, but I feel like he gives good at-bats more than not, especially leading off the game. So it's a big jolt to the dugout for sure.
Tyler, here in the middle.
Hey, Bryson. When Harper was learning first base, you obviously are the closest infielder to him. What did you see in terms of how quickly he adapted, and what impressed you about sort of that learning process to be able to be a viable MLB first baseman?
Yeah, I mean, I think he got with Bobby pretty early, and he wants to be good over there because he knows that there's 3-4 other guys that are going to throw him the ball, and he wants to be the best he could be, and he worked really hard at it. He understood how hard it was and how much responsibility goes on over there, and cutoffs and little things that I don't think a lot of people realize how hard first base actually is. So during the rehab process, I was out there every day and kind of letting him know, like, this is probably the line that you shouldn't cross over because I'll be standing right there, and you need to get it back to the base. And just little things that I don't think people really understand about first base. And he's, like I said, he's one to be really good at it, and he knew that it would help the team out, and he got to work right away, and him and Bobby putting in a lot of hours to go over there and make sure that he's able to do that. So
your guys' friendship and relationship is well documented, and both wound up here. But when Bryce was, coming through Washington as a superstar, did you always sort of wonder, or did you ever ask him, like, where is he going to end up? Where is this going to lead in his career?
I mean, not like directly, like, hey, where are you signing? We want the inside info. But me and two of our other friends that we're really close with, we kicked Bryce out of the group message and was predicting where we thought he might land, and I think everybody was wrong. So he loves it here, and I wish I did a little more research myself, and I think I might have been able to pinpoint something that, sticks out to him. And he's a big family guy, as you guys know, and he treats the city of Philadelphia like his own family, and I think they treat him the same way, and that's a big thing for him. And like I said, he loves it here. And if I knew the city of Philadelphia when I was making my prediction, I think that knowing how big of a family guy he is, I think this was a no-brainer. So,
Jesse in the back.
This wasn't my question, but what was your prediction for Bryce?
Ooh, I think I went out on a limb and said the White Sox. Yeah, I was way off. I wasn't even in a finalist. So, yeah,
way off. My question, I'm kind of curious. I'm not sure where to go with this, but the energy in Philadelphia is well documented. It's amazing with the fans. I know in the playoffs everywhere it's probably pretty good, but do you have to find, when you go on the road a little bit, do you have to find does it feel different? Do you have to find that adrenaline in a different way when you get away from Citizens Bank?
I mean, I think in a little way. There's still a ton of people going to be here, and at home they're there 2 hours before the game, and I mean, you could hear them cheering on Nola and Wheeler as they're walking to the bullpen from in the tunnels. So we kind of get that jolt right away. 40 minutes for Nola before the game. They're letting them hear it, and like I said, it's the postseason. I mean, if you can't get up for these games, then there's a serious issue. And I think we on the road do a really good job of creating our own energy in the dugout and just playing our game and having the good vibes that we always do. So,
Bryson, what was your reaction to being a Gold Glove finalist, and was that kind of a goal you set for yourself when you moved over to second base?
I mean, I think it's pretty cool. Just kind of looking at stuff with Bobby Dickerson and some stuff that he thinks might go into voting and whatnot. Thinks I have a pretty good shot at it, and I mean, it's not a trophy that I'd want. Obviously, it'd be cool, but I think this team has eyes on bigger trophies and team-oriented stuff. And obviously, it's cool to get an individual one, but like I said, that's not the trophy that I particularly want right now. And I mean, the three other guys are very well deserving, and I think they'd tell you the same thing. So it's a lot of team-oriented stuff right now, and just going out and playing our game. So
Over here on the right.
Hey, Bryson, I wonder what you think some of the adjustments were for you moving over to second. And you say it's an individual award, but you kind of made that move in part for the team. I wonder if that adds some of the satisfaction to, being a finalist.
I mean, going over from short to second, at short, it was I fielded a lot of balls one-handed, and Bobby's a huge, if you field the ball on the run, don't set your feet and throw it. That's when a lot of throwing errors actually happen. I mean, a lot of, I don't know how to say it, people watching, they might say set your feet, you had time, and he's been doing it a long time, and he says that's when he sees the most errors, because you're at a full sprint and you're trying to stop on a dime and throw the ball across the infield instead of just running through the catch and making the throw on the run. So at second, you don't need to do that as much. You're not charging as many balls unless they hit it 40 miles an hour. And it's a lot of two-handed stuff. I mean, double plays are two-handed. The relays are two-handed, and you back up a lot more bases at second than you would do at short. You're usually covering a base at short rather than going to back up a bunt or something like that. So really using two hands was the biggest thing for me, and I love it over there. So.
And last one's for Bryson. Take one more with John.
The other day, Trey Turner said Nick Castellanos is a different guy. What has he brought to the clubhouse? I don't know if it's a swagger, in the hitting. What has he brought to the clubhouse for you guys?
A lot. I think it's he definitely has some swag to him, and I feel like he's on the playing side a lot more in control of his at-bats, and I think he might be getting under some pitchers' skin, not swinging at the slider that their report probably says this is the out pitch, and he's laying off him for the most part. So I think he's feeling confident, and I mean, just the conversations that he brings to the clubhouse, it could be the most simple question, and you'll get a 10-minute answer, and sometimes you're like, okay, Nick, I just want to know the time, not why it's the time, but he's great, and I think everybody loves being around him, and he kind of took Rojas under his wing and helped Rojas kind of adjust to this, and it's been really good.
And we'll finish up with Tyler.
Yeah, Bryson, what makes Bobby Dickerson such an effective coach, infield coach?
That he's from the South and he's yelling, and my family's from the South, so I kind of am used to that. And he'll yell at you, but he's coaching you, and then if you want to joke back with him, you could joke back with him. But personally, I built a relationship with him. I know exactly when he's coaching me and being serious or when he's just messing with me. So I think it's the being able to do that, and he played the game. He's been in the game. He knows how hard it is, and he just wants you to he'll never freak out if we miss a ball. He'll show you the iPad and show you what you did and what you could have done. And spring training's a blast. You don't really say that very often, but just the kind of drills we do, and he tries to get out there and do it, but he says he's getting too old to do it now. So just kind of messing with him and allowing him to coach us, I think it's big. And he's a very respected person throughout the league, and he's coached. Machado's his guy, came up with him through Baltimore, and J.J. Hardy. So you kind of just look at his guys in the past, and you're like, okay, I think he knows what he's doing over there. And just kind of buying in and not fighting it, I think, is the biggest thing. And just the way he gets his point across, whether it's taking you on the side and letting you know or screaming in front of all the people watching in Clearwater. So he does everything his own way, and I think the infield's kind of bought into his way. And it's not just his way or the highway. It's you could have the conversation, which I think helps as well.
Rob, when Kyle leads off a game with a home run, what can that do to the spirit of the other team?
Well, it's like a punch in the gut. It gets them on their heels a little bit, energizes our club more than anything, and especially in playoff atmosphere, because these games are so important. Everybody knows how important it is. It can kind of speed up the other club a little bit.
Marcus?
Have you ever seen Ranger anxious or nervous or frustrated or, normal?
I have not. I really haven't. He's got the last couple outs last year in the CS, and he jogged in from the mound just as if he was coming out of the back door of his house to pitch in his backyard. He's just a cool customer. He doesn't sweat.
A few more. Go ahead, Marcus.
Is this team, you've been around a lot of teams and you've seen a lot of teams. This team has a personality and a connection with Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
Does it remind you of any team you've ever seen or been around?
No, this is pretty unique. It really is. Because you're right. It's like Philadelphia. They're tough. They have a lot of fun. They really compete. But the connection that our players and our fan base have made in the last year and a half is just, I haven't seen anything like it before.
Over here on the left.
Rob, your thoughts on, especially Bryson being a Gold Glove finalist in his first year at a new position, just your thoughts on what he's been able to do defensively this year for you guys?
Yeah, he's kind of taken over that spot, and we saw it last year a little bit when Segura was hurt. And then we knew at the end of the year, last year, that we were probably going to go after a shortstop. And I had a short conversation with Bryson. I said, "With that, if we go after a shortstop, how do you feel about playing second base?" And he said, "It doesn't matter to me as long as I'm playing someplace." But you look at, we've got JT. You compare this team to 2 years ago, say. JT, Stott, two pitchers, should be three. With Ranger, he doesn't have enough. Doesn't have enough innings. Stott, and if he played long enough, you got Rojas in center field and Marsh in left field. Those guys would be in the conversations, I would think. So you look at the transformation of this club that our upper management has done, Dave and Sam and all the assistants, to make this team such an athletic team, more so than they were 2 years ago. It's really remarkable.
With Bryson, and we talked about it a little bit with Alec a few days ago, but how much is that, do you think, a reflection of your coaching staff and the work that guys like Bobby do with these guys?
Oh, no doubt. Those Bobby and Paco and Dusty and and the work ethic that the players have, it's huge. It really is.
Barry?
Rob, based on your comment, I'm interested what you think of the comparison between that 2009 era Yankee team, which was weren't the manager, but it was the end of the Core 4 era, and that was pretty much a fabric of the city team too, wasn't it?
I think so, but I think this team takes it to another level. The passion of the Philadelphia fan base is just incredible. It's nothing I've ever seen. And don't get me wrong, the 09 team, that was a great team, and it was a special team. But this is just a little bit different level.
Do you think this is? I mean, you weren't around, but I covered 80, I covered 2008, 9. It's really always been the same, where those teams are so good they become part of the fabric of the city, and the city goes crazy over.
Yeah, and that's what's going on right now, I think. And when the Eagles are doing what they're doing, and when they win a world championship or Super Bowl, you see the same thing with them. The people in Philadelphia are kind of crazy a little bit, I like that.
John?
So you've been setting some records, postseason records with homers and offense and pitching at home. How do you take all of that energy, adrenaline, and everything that you've had at home, take it on the road now?
Well, it's a good question, but I think we just have to go out and play baseball, play our game, and keep after it, because the club across the way they're not going to quit, and we got to keep going right till the very end. And I think that's the mindset you have to take.
Bryson was mentioning the energy in the dugout with all the guys. What is your opinion about the energy that they bring together as a team in the dugout?
They're incredible, and led by Garrett Stubbs and Jake Cave, all the bench guys. They bring it every day too, and they're very valuable people to have on, and we've got really good support guys that are really all about the team, and they just support each other every day.
Evan?
Hey, your pen has been very successful in recent days. What have you seen as the reasons for their success?
Well, I think because of the Atlanta series, the way it was structured, so it was game off, 2 games off, and then potentially a game. I think those extra off days in between games really help our guys, really let them recover. So I don't think we may have used one guy back-to-back days so far in the postseason, so it keeps them fresh. But at the same time, you got to get them work so they're sharp, and we've been able to do that as well. So it's been really good.
Marcus?
I have 3. Number 1, Nick Castellanos is a markedly better fielder this year than he was last year. When did you see that? I don't know. Was there a moment when you saw it spike? When you said, "Oh my God, this guy is different," or has it been a gradual effort?
Yeah, it's been gradual, I think, but I think I really noticed it in the second half last year, maybe shortly after the All-Star break, and he just kept getting better and better and better, and he's still getting better and better and better. He's a guy that we talked earlier in the year last year about defending for him late in a game. I wouldn't do that now. I just wouldn't. He's that good, and I have that much trust in him. Him and Paco have worked extremely hard to get where he's at right now.
He said that he formulated a plan in the offseason that he sticks to now. He's 30 years old. Usually guys are, they're set in their ways by then. Are you impressed by his willingness to sort of evolve?
I am. This is a guy that I think he was drafted as a shortstop and then had to move to third. Goes to the big leagues, had some struggles at third base in the big leagues. Then they move him to right field, and he's struggling in right field. Now I think he's found a home, not only in Philadelphia but also in right field. And he's worked at it, and he's gotten better almost every day, and it's pretty impressive.
Are you willing to name him a Game 4 starter?
After this game today.
And I don't know if you know this, but people in Philadelphia are buying tickets here to keep the seats empty. Your thoughts?
Well, I made a comment earlier about our Philadelphia fans, and I think that probably stands true. They're just passionate, and they'll do anything to win.